Welcome to Served Up the Podcast. Folks, do we have a treat for you today? We are at the WSWA Access Live in Las Vegas. We are about to have a lot of fun with our new friend, Robert Hall, the CEO of Ole Smokey Moonshine. Welcome to the show, Robert.
Well, thank you. Very good to be here. Good to be with you.
Robert, Ole Smokey Moonshine has become a household name. Can you give our listeners just some background on what is moonshine?
Think of moonshine as really an unaged spirit. And it has all of the history associated with being, perhaps illicit, perhaps. And the fact that it's unaged allows people to escape the revenuers, because the revenuers can find barrels of aging whiskey. Whereas if something is made on a Monday and bottled on a Tuesday and consumed on a Wednesday, it's hard for the tax authorities to find. So moonshine became popular when people were trying to either escape taxes or during Prohibition. But really all it is an unaged spirit. And we make it legally, of course, and we pay our taxes. And moonshine can come in a variety of forms, a variety of recipes. And one of the forms is a relatively neutral spirit that we use as a flavor. Sorry, we use as a base for all of our flavored products. But then we have some much more highly flavored products, our original corn whiskey, something we call Blue Flame as an example. All are different recipes, but are all unaged spirits.
That is really interesting. What inspired you personally to get involved in the world of moonshine, and how did Ole Smokey come to be?
Well, Ole Smokey was founded in 2010, and the original vision of the company was to really sell moonshine in Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg is a tourist town in Tennessee.
Been there.
And many people have. We get 15 million visitors a year to the overall area. It's right next to the most visited national park in the country, which is the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, which has many more visitors than Grand Canyon and Yellowstone, which many people think are the most visited, but they're not. Great Smoky Mountain National Park is the most visited distillery. So we get a lot of tourists in town, and the founders wanted to make and sell moonshine legally, and the tourists bought it, and it was a tremendous success. And because many of the buyers were people from out of town, they wanted then to buy the products in their hometowns, and that was the birth of our wholesale business. And so the business grew very rapidly over time. I read about the company in Business Week in 2012, really? 2 years after the company was founded, and I was working with a financial company, and we actually invested about a year later, in November of 2013, and then I became CEO in 2016, and I've been living in Tennessee ever since, in the heart of moonshine since 2016. So that's how I became involved, and been working very hard to grow the company ever since.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from England originally. You can probably tell. I've lived in the US for quite a long time, and I tell people, because in the area of Tennessee where I live, in East Tennessee, it was originally settled by people from England, Scotland, and Ireland who brought the distilling skills to the area.
Right.
So I'm just a more recent settler.
I love it.
Very nice. And Ole Smokey does have a rich history. Can you tell us about some of the memorable moments or milestones in the brand's history?
Absolutely. I think I'd answer three ways to that question. Firstly, the distilleries. We opened our first distillery, which was open to the public in 2010, which I mentioned earlier. We opened up a second one in 2014, a third in 16, and a fourth in 19. So those have helped the brand develop. And now we are our visitation last year was 5.3 million people who came through our doors.
Wow.
Which
5.3 million folks.
Which makes us by far the most visited distillery in the world.
Absolutely, it does.
Just as a benchmark, all of Scotland gets a little over 2 million. and the Kentucky Bourbon Trail gets a little over 2 million people.
Wow.
So just one of our stores gets over 2 million.
Wow.
And 5.3 million altogether. So those are milestones in our history. The second would be the products. We started out with Moonshine, as you've alluded to. But then we launched a whiskey. We actually bought a facility called the Barrel House in Gatlinburg, and we used some of their recipes and added a lot more recipes and rechristened it Ole Smokey Whiskey. And so we did quite well with that in the stores, and then rolled that into wholesale through the Southern Glazers Network in 2017. And then the third set of milestones I would suggest would be brands. Clearly, Ole Smokey is the main brand, and launched in 2010, as I said earlier. But then 2 years ago, we launched a very, very high quality Tennessee straight bourbon whiskey.
Nice.
I know it's a mouthful, but it has Tennessee whiskey because it's the Lincoln County process, but it's a bourbon. So it's a bourbon and a Tennessee whiskey at the same time. And we launched that under the James Ownby brand. And James Ownby was the fifth great-grandfather of one of our founders.
Okay.
And he was an over-mountain man. Do you know what an over-mountain man is?
I hope you're going to tell me.
Well, thought you may not know. He was somebody who fought against the Brits in the Revolutionary War.
And how do you feel about this?
Wait a minute. And he was from over the mountains. He was from the west of the Appalachians, whereas most people in the colonial days were living on the east of the mountains. Mm-hmm. So he was an over mountain man. He fought in the Battle of Kings Mountain, and I'm totally past it. It's just
okay,
fine.
Good. It's not too soon to talk about it.
No,
so
not at all.
Good. Okay.
So we introduced the James Ownby, which, as I say, is a very high quality Tennessee straight bourbon whiskey. Then the next brand we just launched in November is Popcorn Sutton, who was a well-known moonshiner, born in North Carolina, but lived a lot of his life in Tennessee, very close to where we're located. And so we launched two items, an aged whiskey and an unaged liquor, which was Likker, which was what he used to call his moonshine.
Yeah, he was cheeky.
Yeah. And we used his recipe for the products, and just launched them in our stores in November, and they're moving quite well, and we'll be launching them into select wholesale markets in the spring.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then the fourth brand... Hold on.
Okay, we have more.
This is the last one I'll mention. We actually acquired a tequila business.
Really? Tell us about that agave.
And
My goodness.
It's an agave spirit. It's a very high quality tequila designed to make the perfect spicy margarita. It's called Tanteo, and it's the leader in spicy margarita tequilas. And we bought that and moved the distribution over to Southern in as many markets as we possibly could during the fall. So come January 1, everybody's working together to expand distribution of Tanteo tequila. And so look out for it. It's in the Southern Glazers books, and it makes a tremendous spicy margarita. The main SKU is a jalapeno flavored one. We also have a habanero and a chipotle, and then a blanco, which is the unflavored, which is very, very high quality. I think I'd put the blanco up against any other tequila on the market, unflavored tequila. Very, very high quality line, and we're very optimistic about the future. So
I'm really excited to try this product, and you're saying that it just makes a beautiful, spicy margarita. Have you tried it in other cocktails, like perhaps in a Bloody Mary?
Yes, and yes. A spicy Paloma is tremendous.
Yeah, everybody loves spicy. I know my girls are always ordering.
The spicy is really increasing, and the number of restaurants that are serving spicy margaritas is growing up over time, and so just getting them to use Tanteo. The benefit for the restaurants is that you get a consistent quality flavor every time. Many restaurants and bars offer spicy margaritas by mushing up jalapenos themselves, or just dropping a slice of a jalapeno into the cocktail. Well, it doesn't impart a lot of flavor, and B, you can't always get fresh jalapenos. You can't just buy them just like that. And if you buy them, 2 weeks in advance, they may not be very good when you want them.
Right.
So where the benefit of Tanteo, it's a perfect spicy margarita every time with a fresh, rich jalapeno flavor, and it's not a pepper flavor. There's a richness and a freshness.
It's kind of like the umami flavor from
absolutely.
a pepper.
Yes,
folks, you heard it here first. I'm so excited to tell you to go out, grab a bottle of this tequila of Tanteo, because it's just going to put a little kick in your margarita.
Right, exactly.
In all the best ways.
That's right, exactly.
So you've got separate brands, and if we go back to the original Ole Smokey Moonshine, there are many different flavors.
Many flavors.
Yes.
Many flavors. So out of all the flavors, what is your personal favorite and why?
Well, I love them all.
I'm sure they're all your children.
And I think we have such a broad line. If you think about the line as clears, like apple pie, blackberry, blueberry lavender is a new one. You can drink them straight, but they're great in a cocktail. If you mix apple pie moonshine with ginger ale, it's a really great cocktail. If you mix blackberry moonshine with lemonade, like a Simply lemonade or a Minute Maid lemonade, 50-50, you get a great blackberry lemonade cocktail. It's so simple. You don't need a lot of ingredients. And so when I'm in the mood for a cocktail or serving cocktails to friends, I go to the clears, the apple pie, blackberry, hunch punch is another one which is great for a cocktail. Then we have another category which we call inclusions, or we sometimes call fruits and veggies, because it's moonshine with cherries or peaches or pineapples or moonshine pickles. And they're a great garnish.
Oh, I bet you that they're delicious.
Well, you can eat them straight.
Yeah.
And
do you get a little buzz from the pickles?
just a little.
Oh, I would eat a couple of them.
Yeah, just a little.
That's fun. We've seen that. Yes.
But a moonshine pickle in a Bloody Mary is fantastic. And you can eat the pickle on its own, or you can just have it in the Bloody Mary.
And can you drink the juice?
Absolutely.
And you can serve the juice.
And you can serve the juice. That could be great for a pickleback.
I was just
going to
say that is still such a popular shot.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then cherries are a great garnish, really, for many drinks. Moonshine cherry. In the pineapples, the moonshine pineapples, it's a pina colada liquid.
Oh, how fun.
And so you could just spoon them out of the jar if you choose to do that. But it's a wonderful garnish, for a drink, or you can use the pina colada as a pina colada or as a base for a cocktail. And then the final set of products are our creams, which are great for really just sipping. Last thing at night, to have a banana pudding cream or a butter pecan cream, it's very relaxing, and just the cream, it just is the texture, very very comforting texture, with a very nice flavor. So I'm proud of them all, and I think it just depends on what you want to do,
what the mood is,
what the mood is, and also that we have another group of products which are really perfect for sipping just on their own, like our salty caramel whiskey. Is our peanut butter whiskey, which was named the best tasting flavored whiskey in America last year.
Wow, congrats.
They're just great for sipping. So that could be an early evening, experience.
So there's a flavor for every time of the day.
There's a flavor for every time of the day and for every kind of person. And we put a lot of energy into making sure they're the best quality for what that is. Now, not everybody would like a salty caramel whiskey. Many people do, fortunately, but what we want to do is, for people who like a salty caramel flavor, we want to make the best one out there, and we strive to do that in everything we do. So,
Robert, you really love what you do.
I do. I'm really excited.
I can absolutely tell. With that said, what are some valuable lessons that maybe you can share that you've experienced throughout your career that folks that are either just entering the beverage space or are curious about it, can you share some of your wisdom?
Well, I could certainly try. That's a very broad and rather complicated question. We all come across challenges.
Yes.
And you've got to work to define those challenges, understand them, acknowledge them first, because sometimes you can just ignore challenges and hope they go away. That's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Acknowledge them, define them, and work with whoever is appropriate in the company to get the best minds thinking about a plan to address the challenge, and then work with that group of people and probably more people in the company to then execute the plan that you've developed. And we've had a number of challenges, like any company over the last 10 years. Just for example, in our early days, money's tight.
Sure.
Whenever a company is starting out, it always costs more to do things than you expect.
Right.
And money was tight, so we had to really focus on where we wanted to spend our money and our time, and we focused geographically because we felt that was most appropriate, and we put all of our resources in really 10 or 12 states around Tennessee, plus 10 or 12 states around Tennessee. Unfortunately, it paid off, and the business grew there, and then we could start to invest in the 15th state and the 20th state, and now we've got media in 46 states across the country. We're national except for just a couple of very small states, and we're now up to 70 people, whereas a few years ago we were at 10 people. And we've put our resources and our investments where they made the most difference, and we've been able to grow the company 6 times in 7 years by following that approach. Then another challenge we've had is, because we've been fortunate to grow so rapidly, is really managing the growth and being able to supply the products to satisfy the demand of our distributors,
Sure.
who we respect very greatly.
Forecasting, which we love.
Well, forecasting is a part of it, but making the stuff is actually more difficult.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time working to manage the growth, and we fortunately were able to figure it out. And while our customer service levels were never perfect, we've I think been better than many, and we strive to be the best all the time. And we've built a new plant in our area of Tennessee to provide the capacity to satisfy demand. But that was a big challenge, put a lot of time into that. So when you grow the company over 6 times in just 7 years, you have to do a lot on the production side. And then, like many companies over the last few years with COVID and all of the consequences of COVID, we, like many people, had challenges attracting sufficient numbers of people to work, because we employ about 800 people in the company, and then retaining them because of just the environment. And we've been fortunate to be able to overcome that challenge in a number of different ways. So I think in terms of advice, passing on, everybody's going to have challenges. Don't ignore them, acknowledge them, define them, put a plan together, and then work with a good group of people to actually execute the plan to address it, and hopefully you'll move ahead because of it. So
Yeah, that's really great advice.
Yeah, that is really great advice. Well, Robert, thank you so much for sharing your insights and teaching our listeners a little bit more about Ole Smokey, Moonshine, and we really appreciate your time with us, and thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of WSWA Access Live.
I've enjoyed it so far. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for being so nice and being with you. So thank you.
Yeah, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.